Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer. I blog over at wheretonowjenny.com. It's a travel blog where I mostly talk about cruising, but also some packing organization and tips. So if you like content like that, I'd love it if you would stick around and subscribe. And let's get on with the video. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Magens Bay and St. Thomas. When we finally heard that we were actually going to get to go to St. Thomas this year, we had planned a cruise on the Escape last year, but the hurricane situation forced us to go to Mexico instead. So this year we tried again, and we actually got to go to St. Thomas. It was beautiful. Everything I thought it was going to be. I really loved it. When we heard that Magens Bay was touted as one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, we were definitely excited to go. I just wanted to see it. And when we got to the top, the shore excursion included a stop at the top of the mountain to look down on Magens Bay and take pictures. And when I saw that from that vantage point, I thought it was breathtaking. Took a couple of pictures. I'll probably insert them here. Then they took us back down the other side of the mountain and we arrived in Magens Bay. Now, I will start off by saying that, yes, it was beautiful. The weather that day was not the greatest. It was gloomy and overcast and light rain every once in a while. So it was also Halloween. It was October 31st. So not the greatest weather, but still a really gorgeous place. And then our boat was docked in St. Thomas from 8:30 or 8 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock to 5:30. We had to be at our excursion meeting point at 10:30. So do you have enough time to go down and shop a little before the excursion? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on you. We didn't, because we ended up just sleeping in a little bit because we had been to a late show the night before. So we didn't have time to go shopping that morning. We met at our meeting point at 10:30. They got us all on the bus, took us to the photo point, and then by the time we got to Magens Bay, we had 2 hours at Magens Bay. I don't really think that's enough time to fully enjoy the beach and how beautiful it was. I get that we're constrained by the amount of time that Magens Bay is open. It's only open from 8 to 5, and also by the amount of time that we're in port. We had to be, all aboard was at 5:30. So I get that. I understand, but 2 hours, I mean, we paid $49 per person to go to Magens Bay, which is a reasonable price for a shore excursion through the cruise line. Could I have gotten there cheaper? Yes. There were lots of taxis waiting at port to take people wherever they wanted to go. Magens Bay, one of the options, and it was $10 per person to go to Magens Bay. I think that if you got one of the open air buses, it was only $8. Can't confirm that. That's just what I heard. But I did see taxis were $10 per person to go to Magens Bay. Plus, you had to pay $5 per adult and children 13 and over to get into the park. So roughly $25 minus tip for the taxi to get to and from Magens Bay on your own. So you saved $24 over the price of the shore excursion from the cruise line. Is it worth it? It's worth it if you just want to save money. I am a worrywart, so the thought of maybe a taxi breaking down on the way back and me not making the boat and they're not going to wait on me. So, I mean, it all depends on your level of comfort with doing shore excursions on your own. I've only been on 12 cruises, so I'm not at that level of comfort yet. I'm still one of those people that's like, oh my God, the boat's leaving in 3 hours. I got to get on board. So I'm not one of those people that waits till the last minute. So take that with a grain of salt and realize what kind of cruiser you actually are. Okay, so let's talk about the amenities that Magens Bay offers. When you only have 2 hours, okay, let's say you do the shore excursion through the cruise line. You only have those 2 hours to do what you need to do, see what you want to see, swim in the ocean, lay out, whatever you like to do at the beach. Maybe have a snack, maybe have a drink, and you need to know what's going on so you can quickly do those things and not spend a lot of time roaming around, not knowing where to go. So they're going to drop you off at the parking lot area, and in front of you is going to be the beach, Magens Bay. So I'm going to tell you, to the left is the restrooms, showers, changing areas, that sort of thing. So the right is the concessions, so like snacks and drinks. There's a boutique that sells like swimsuits and sunglasses and sunscreens. I didn't go in. I don't know what the pricing was, so I can't comment on that. The snack bar seemed fairly reasonable. We paid $2 for a soda. There was also a place where you could rent kayaks and paddle boards. Those were $20 to $25 per hour, depending on whether you got a single or a double. Let's see, I've got it written down here. Paddle boats were $30 an hour, single kayaks were $20, and doubles were $25. Okay, so let's talk about beach chairs and renting a beach chair. We opted not to rent a beach chair. We had our, Norwegian gives you those really large beach towels. I'm sure Carnival and the other lines do it too. So we just opted to lay our beach towel on the ground and lay on the ground. Wasn't very comfortable, but I was only going to be there for a couple of hours, so it wasn't that big of a deal. On the other hand, I did notice that people were renting beach chairs. They were $8 to rent a chair plus a $5 deposit. And when I saw people actually renting them, they had to drag them down take that back. If you looked like an able-bodied person, it seemed like you had to drag your own chair to the spot on the beach where you wanted to lounge. But I did see some elderly people having them come get their chair and take it back, or bring their chair to their desired spot. So I'm not sure. I didn't actually rent a chair, so I can't speak to it, but I'm not sure if maybe you can ask for help, or if they're just like, here's your chair, go on about your business. But it wouldn't hurt to ask, because if you've got 3 or 4 chairs, it could get heavy. So you have to drag it to your spot, and you have to return it, or you don't get your $5 back. So keep that in mind when you rent a chair. And it also seemed like a lot of people were either lounging on the beach on a towel or using the picnic tables that were provided. There were a spattering of picnic tables near the beach, and then there were more back in the like grassy area where between the parking lot and the actual beach. So I did see a lot of people hanging out back there. Now, all right, so those are the things I wish I had known before I took the Magens Bay excursion. So if there's anything else you want to add, put it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear. And have you been to Magens Bay? Did you love it? I thought it was beautiful. I would probably not go again, because we don't get to port in St. Thomas that often, so I'd love to see other things, but it's definitely a short excursion. I probably, if given the option, would go again if I'd never been. It's something that you probably should see once in a lifetime. It's like one of those places. But other than that, if you want to reference any of this information, it's also on my blog. There is a blog post that coordinates with this video, and it is linked in the description box below. So I hope you have a great day and keep on traveling. Bye.